Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to another pre-market live stream here today. No, I haven't been on in probably about a week or so I got to apologize about that. Good vacation. I headed down to Miami. That's why I haven't been on, so you guys know the situation. So again, sorry for not being on recently, but I've been traveling, so kind of back and forth from place to place, so been kind of awkward. So happy New Year to everybody. All right, so hopefully we can start off the new year with some wins, some gains, and keep that rolling throughout the whole year of 2019. So hopefully everybody had a happy new year, good Christmas, all that good stuff, and you guys are ready for some trading, okay? Do not make fun of me about this little scab next to my lip. I know one of you guys is going to comment on this video and say, Connor, what happened to your face? So I might as well tell you now. You know, when it's 5 in the morning and you've been drinking all night, it's probably best that you don't eat a pizza roll as soon as it comes out of the oven at 450 degrees and splash it on your face. You'll probably end up burning your lip. That's what happened. All right, now that that's out of the way, we don't have to talk about that, okay? I have post-traumatic stress from it, okay? It was not a good time, all right? So, moral of the story is, don't eat pizza rolls when they're flaming hot, all right? Not a good idea. It's going to end bad, okay? So now that that's covered, let's talk. So Apple, that's going to be the first thing I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to share the screen over on Apple. Here we are. So this is Apple. This is going to be one of the main watches for me today. So anyways, Apple is going to be one of the main watches for me today. So if you're not aware, Apple had this major gap down overnight. Now, this is because they had released some news that they're expected to basically not make as much as they anticipated, all right? So they think that there's going to be a slow in their growth coming up soon because of, well, the trade wars. So ultimately, some of these trade wars and it's basically affecting Apple nonetheless, right? So if you look at the news here, Apple stock is tumbling due to revenue warnings, and their growth isn't going to be as good as they first said it was going to be. They're cutting their growth, they're cutting their sales guidance, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, the way that the media is twisting this is, first, Apple says they're not going to report the units of phones that they're selling. Then their stock dropped on earnings day. Now it's Apple cuts their revenue guidance and their sales guidance moving forward. So now people are like, well, Apple's starting to look shady, right? They were doing all these things and now they're not doing these things, and they're kind of coming back and telling us one thing after telling us another thing. So now it's like Apple's shady and this and that. So ultimately, Apple got crushed overnight, and Apple's actually a reason that the market dropped overnight too. The market actually closed fairly strong, and then Apple lost so much market cap overnight. It actually kind of tugged on the overall market. So that wasn't good. Okay. So there are a few penny stocks that started moving this morning that we will touch on. But first and foremost, this is Apple, major gap down overnight. This is going to be one of the main watches we're going to be following today. Because it had such a big gap down, there should be some, you'd assume some volatility on it. So right now, Apple has resistance at 146. This is the red line on my chart. That 146 resistance has been made from after hours trading, where 146 was kind of holding support. And then we broke 146 in pre-market trading, and now moving up towards 146 again, you can see it's holding resistance. So that 146 is kind of that line in the sand where if we break 146, we could see a bullish move. If we hold below 146, we could continue to see this bearish move in Apple. So for me, it's like if Apple can successfully break 146 with a strong manner, I'll probably take it long. If Apple stays below 146, can't break over it, then I'll probably short Apple, okay? What's going on? So CELG, Daniel, CELG was a buyout. So if any of you guys look at CELG, you'll see the stock gapped up pretty significantly from like, I don't know, it was like 60 or something to like 100 or anyways, it's a buyout deal. Nothing's really going to happen from that. BMY, which is, I forgot the name of that company, but BMY bought out CELG. So CELG gapped up this morning. If you look at BMY is going to be down because obviously they spent a bunch of money to buy out that company. So long story short, CELG is probably not going to do a whole lot today. So Apple's the main watch, okay? Now the market, we'll talk here on the market. Market's moving up so far this morning, but it's not super strong by any means. Right now you can see the market has been holding resistance right around this 252 mark, right? 250, 140, 250, 150. Right in this area, we've been holding resistance, and we're trying to break over that, but so far have been unsuccessful, okay? So that's kind of it right now for me. What you're seeing in the market, and this is another thing, guys, just so you're aware, a lot of people out there are saying, buy the dip on the market. This is the dip. This is the bottom. Let me come out and just tell you it's not the bottom, guys. We're not even anywhere near a bottom, okay? Nowhere near close. We're still in a death cry. Like, there's nothing about the market that's any bit bullish. All we're seeing right now in the marketplace is what we call a retracement. Basically, we went down this much. Now we're going to retrace this much before going back down. So right now, this is going to be a short-lived intermediate bounce / retracement. Okay, this is not a bottom. Sure, the market's bouncing. Sure, some stocks are bouncing and going up, but it's nothing that you should be like, oh, this is the bottom of the market, because it's really not the bottom of the market. Okay, the bottom of the market is very far from where we're at now. So right now, I would still keep a bearish sentiment on the entire market. That's probably very wise, but just know this is going to be a short-lived little intermediate bounce that might move up a little bit higher before we're going to ultimately start coming right back down. Okay. Brian Weddle, yeah, you just there's a link in the description of the video to join our free stock trading chat room. If you just enter that, then you can just shoot me direct messages whenever you need. That's usually the easiest way. You can get to me on Facebook, but I'm usually not as fast on Facebook. Oh yeah, like Brian, like you're right. Like this bounce that we're seeing right now in the market, it's just a bull trap. It's just a short squeeze, guys. That's all it is. It's just a short squeeze. Okay, so this is really not the time to be buying. It's really the time to be probably shorting into this move. Okay. So yeah, I'll take a look, and that's really all I wanted to come on and talk. Those are really the only things I'm watching is really Apple and the market today. Like that's really just it. And then again, I just came back from vacation, so I'm kind of getting back into the rhythm of things. So I will take a look at, there is this stock KTOV that started moving today, penny stock wise. Let's see if this changed. So here's KTOV. I know some people are watching this. This might have a good day, so this might be something you want to watch. But before we say it's going to have a good day, what I want you to notice is look at KTOV over the past year. There's only been one time where KTOV actually spiked. Other than that, it's all been very boring, lame trading days. So when you look at the history of the stock, it's safe to say that this thing never spikes, which means that it's probably not going to have a big day or a great day. So when you come and you look at KTOV and you're like, oh, this looks pretty good, just know that history has shown that this stock does not normally bounce and have crazy strong days. So chances are it's probably not going to do that today. What's going on, Abdul? CELG, we've been over CELG. CELG is a buyout, going to be moving today. You probably don't want to trade CELG. Again, whenever you see a stock gapping up similar to CELG, always check the news. If it says that it's a buyout, the stock will not do anything. Okay, on to the next one, which was it SESN? Was that the one? Oh, maybe it's not. Hold on one second. Yeah, maybe. Now, there's a few other ones here, like IZEA, I think, was gapping up. There's a few people that are watching IZEA. I personally wouldn't really follow this. This, again, is kind of garbage. This morning, the only penny stock that I thought had some type of like good look to it was KTOV. That's it. KTOV, to me, is the only penny stock this morning that actually looks like it has a good gap up that could continue running, and that's about it, okay? ALQA, if you look at ALQA pushed up and now it's just lower. There's really nothing here that looked amazing to me. You can follow it. Yeah, it's a penny stock that gapped up. It's pretty light on volume. So to me, there's still not a whole lot here that looks amazing. But this is one of the penny stocks that is gapping up today. It doesn't have any news on why it's gapping up. So again, I'm not crazy about ALQA today as well. UGAS, everyone's like, yo, what's going on with UGAS? What's going on with the UGAS? So if anybody followed, I mean, this was a while back, but a while back we said UGAS was a bubble and it was going to pop, and sure enough, it did, and it popped hard. I don't follow UGAS. I don't really follow natural gas, but it was pretty obvious that UGAS was in a bubble when it was going crazy, and then it popped, right? So yeah, there might be some movement on UGAS, but the way you want to follow, if you're going to trade UGAS, you need to follow the futures market for natural gas. That's how you're going to be able to successfully trade this ETF, right? Don't go, there's support here, there's support there. Like, no, that doesn't really matter, right? Okay, when you're trading an ETF like this, a leveraged ETF, you need to be following the futures market. The futures is the underlying, mover of this ETF, okay? Whatever the natural gas futures are doing, that's going to correspond to this UGAS, right? That's how these are going to move. So if you're going to trade these, you're going to need to follow those natural gas futures, which I don't really follow those natural gas futures. But if you're going to, if you're going to trade these ETFs, that's what you need to be doing. Okay, so when you go and say, hey, UGAS has support here at this level, like not really. You need to make sure that the futures market has support there, okay? Yeah, that's because I haven't been trading like at all. I was on vacation and the market's been closed. So when the market's closed and there's no trading, there's really no recap videos to do. So I haven't really been trading recently. Something I will leave you guys with is you want to start focusing on gold and silver. I've been saying this. Well, actually, I didn't really say it to you guys. It was more of the private group. But anyways, start focusing on gold. Start focusing on silver. Start focusing on precious metals. They are starting to pick up, okay? The markets don't look hot. They're starting to give in. So follow gold, follow silver, some precious metals. It wouldn't be a bad idea if you guys have retirement plans to start allocating some money into gold and silver, some safer investments. Why would you want to move into some safer investments? Well, as you can see, it doesn't look like any stock is really safe to invest in. They're actually all pretty much losing money. The only thing that's really not losing money right now is gold and silver. Those are actually going up while everything is going down. So focus attention on gold and silver, guys. I know it seems pretty boring, like, oh, the gold and silver, but it's true. It is true, okay? I would pick metals over cryptocurrency any day of the week, and you should too. Why should you pick gold and silver over cryptocurrency? Well, I'll tell you why. Let me put it this way. Would you want to put all your money on a rookie player, or would you want to take and put some of your money into the player that's been a professional for a while and can prove that he's legitimate and good? You might want to put some money into the rookie player, but don't put all your money in him because he really hasn't proven shit. He hasn't proven anything. And that is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is still very new. Everyone's like, oh, crypto's been out for a while, but like, no, it's really not. Like, there's nothing that cryptocurrency has done to actually change your life, okay? There's nothing that you use a cryptocurrency for in your everyday life. So until cryptocurrency fully becomes adopted into everybody's life on an everyday basis, cryptocurrency is still pretty much useless to the general public, okay? So until cryptocurrency can be useful to the majority, then there's really not going to be anything you can do with it, okay? Sure, prices, if you're just looking to trade it, by all means, trade it and make money. But if you're looking to invest, that's not where you want to invest. That's not necessarily safe, at least yet, okay? It's still very new, okay? So with that being said, gold and silver has been around for decades, and gold and silver has always proven to be a safer or good investment when things get a little shaky. And chances are that's where people are going to move to again, okay? So yeah, like Dale said, Dale Charles. So right, if you're someone like Dale, right, and that's the thing, right? Everyone's like, now's the time to buy crypto before it comes adopted. True. If you want to be in very early and you want to take the high risk investment route, then you want to buy crypto right now. If you're someone that's willing to take the high risk road for potentially massive returns, then you are going to start buying and investing into cryptocurrency now. If you are someone who wants to take the safer approach, then you are going to wait until cryptocurrency actually gets adopted, and then you will start buying it. And then everybody who is late then pushes the price up for you, okay? There is a saying, you don't want to be the first, but you don't want to be the last, meaning you don't want to be the first to something, because if it's not what you think it is, then you lose, okay? And if you're the last to something, then you're going to be getting the shittiest price in comparison to everybody else. But if you're not the first, you're not the last, and you find yourself somewhere in between, then usually you've picked a pretty safe route and you're still going to make some money. So if you want to be first in on crypto, take the biggest risk, you want to get in now. If you want to play it safer, a little bit smarter, you'll wait for other people to get into crypto, and if it does ever become a thing and legitimize itself, then you get in, okay? That's the approach that I would take, okay? Let's see. Physical gold and silver stocks. Let's see. The gold and ETFs I follow. So for gold ETFs, I follow GLD, which is a spider ETF, and for silver, I follow SLV. I was buying silver like 4 months ago at the lows, so I'm already invested in silver pretty heavily. So I've been buying silver since like 4 months ago and shorting the market from a couple weeks back. If you're not first, you're last, baby. If you're not first, you're last. We did look at KTOV today. KTOV is the only penny stock that so far this morning I thought had some potential. But again, as we had stated, if you look at the past history on that stock, it usually never spikes. So chances are it's very unlikely that it's going to spike. If it does, great. But as history usually repeats itself, KTOV is probably not going to do a whole lot on the trading day for today. If APRI is going to have a merger tomorrow, then yeah, you might want to follow. If it does have a merger deal, then it's probably going to gap up tomorrow, which means you'd have to buy today before the gap up. And if they don't go through with the merger deal, then chances are that thing's going to sell off hard tomorrow. Yang, we do everything. We short, buy long, it doesn't really matter. IMMR, there's news. Let me take a little gander. So far, I see no news here on Thinkorswim for IMMR. IMMR doesn't really have any volume here this morning. That's probably not something I would focus on, and especially in terms of day trading, at least for now. What time frame do I use? I use every single time frame. Every single time frame I use to analyze stocks. Okay. There's really not too much more than that. Something else is the middle of this month, we're going to be moving into a new earnings season, so you should start seeing a lot of stocks gapping up and down from earnings reports, so that's going to be cool. The watch list should soon be kind of filled with some earnings plays coming up. That should create some easy opportunity for us. I'll be happy about that. Oh, WFT. I thought you were saying WTF for a second there. WFT. Big sell off. WFT, probably won't trade that. This thing's a sub penny stock. I never trade stocks below $1. They're usually just not good to trade. And what I mean is they're not good to trade is they literally usually don't trade good, meaning like they move really shitty. Now, don't let that deter you from trading low price stocks. I just don't personally trade them. So when it comes to anything that's really below $1, I don't even focus my attention on it because there's way too much more opportunity out there that I don't even have to worry about going into the penny sub penny stocks. Let's see. ALQA I already looked at that one, so I don't think. Yeah, probably not going to follow that. Yeah, ALQA doesn't really have any news, but it's kind of spiking. It's weird. I don't really understand it, but yeah, I probably won't trade ALQA. For one, it has no news. It's spiking. It's just it. There's really nothing behind ALQA at the moment. Other than that, guys, that's all I got for you. So again, really nothing too crazy today on the watch list. Pretty basic. Just really me talking to you guys a little bit about things here and there. Other than that, guys, have a good day. For trading, it's the beginning of a new year for the most part. So, try and start your year off green. Try and kick all the bad habits from 2018. If you're someone who finds yourself over trading, just stop, guys. You know it. What I'm saying? Like if last year you kind of found yourself trading in the morning, that you traded in the afternoon and you're losing money in the afternoon, just stop doing that, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can safely say to yourself that you're someone who struggles with over trading, or you take too much size on your positions and that's why you're losing money, right? If you're someone who's losing money, if you can pinpoint why you're losing money, just stop doing it, okay? Don't do what's hurting you, right? If you truly love yourself, then you're going to stop doing what's really screwing you up, right? If you're someone who overtrades and that's what causes you to lose money, stop overtrading. Take 1-2 trades, be happy, be done for the day, get back on the next day, okay? It's a new year. You don't want to start it off by doing the same stuff you were doing that was screwing you up last year. So cut it out, move forward, and have a good 2019. All right, guys, I will see you guys all tomorrow morning for another pre-market watch list. Other than that, have a good day. Take care.